Hello, it's me, Raspberry Water, and today I'm going to show you how to install my new TF2 config, RaspberryConfig. It's pretty easy actually. There's just a bit of a complicated, it's not really complicated, it's just an annoying step, but it's okay, it'll be easy. So you want to navigate to this page. I'll have it in the description, and I probably post in some Discord servers. However you got here, you have this page open probably. So you want to hit this download button at the bottom here, and it'll bring you to this GitHub page, and this will just be the latest release. All you'll want to do is you just want to download this installer.exe right here just by clicking on it. And as you can see, it'll tell you installer.exe is not commonly downloaded and may be dangerous. But that's only because, like it says, it's not commonly downloaded. So you can ignore that because you can trust me. Now, as you can see, it installed right for me. However, it might not do that for you, and that's where the annoying step comes in. So you want to go over to your settings over here, and then you want to go to update and security. And then on the left side here, you got all these options. You want to go to Windows Security, and then when this all loads up, you want to hit the one at the top that says Virus and Threat Protection. So right here it says Virus and Threat Protection Settings. You want to hit Manage Settings, and then if you scroll to the bottom here, you'll see Exclusions, and then Add or Remove Exclusions. You want to hit that. As you can see, I don't got any, and you probably won't either. So what you do now is you hit this file type, and then you'll want to type in .exe. This was already filled in for me, but it probably won't be for you. Either way, just type this, hit Add, and then hit, this will bring up a thing that just says that you hit yes. And now you got this. Now keep this window open because we're going to delete this later because this is just temporary. Then you want to go back here, and if you try installing this, it'll give you this pop-up again, but you just hit keep. And then it should install for you. I'm going to drag this onto my desktop for now. Just keep it here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go back into here and just remove this because we don't really want that anymore because sometimes .exe files are dangerous. So you should keep that. But for now we can close out of all the settings and we have the installer.exe, which is perfect. Now we just double click the installer.exe, and then it's going to do the Windows Protect Your PC thing, but again, it's okay. You're just going to hit show more and then hit run anyway. And then you'll see, hi, welcome to this, and then you should be good, and then you just hit extract. And then you want to hit yes to all, and that's installed. So to make sure installed properly, we're gonna go to Steam. We're gonna right click on Team Fortress 2, hover over Manage, and click on Browse Local Files. I'm just gonna full screen this window so you can see a little better. So we have all these folders, and you want to open this one labeled TF because that's where you extracted it to. And you want to open CFG, and then you'll know it worked if you see this text file that says README so you learn, and it should just look like this basically. It might look a little different, but overall it should look normal. So now you have it installed, and if you're not interested in customizing anything or changing some settings, maybe back to what you had before, you can leave. But I imagine you'll want to, and I recommend you stick around just so you know what to do and how everything works in case you're going to end up doing that in the future. So I'm going to go through what everything here does real quick. It'll be real quick. So autoexec.cfg, it executes all of these text files, so you can see execute.gfx, execute.binds, or execute just binds. So it just does all these. You don't really have to change this at all, because if you change something in bind, it's just going to execute this. So, yeah, binds is pretty straightforward. You have your key binds, such as binding 1 to slot 1 for your primary weapon, or mouse 1 to plus attack. So to edit these, it's kind of confusing at first, but you'll get it really fast. Obviously, it's pretty straightforward. So, bind 1 for the 1 key, and then slot 1. So that's a command. A command, you know, it's a command. It's pretty simple. You type it in the console. And the way keybinds work are you'll bind a key or an action to a command. So as you can see, yeah, like I said, bind mouse 1, which is your left click, and then plus attack, which is, you know, attack. Yep, so you just bind, tab, and then, for example, this one is plus score. And then now, tab, the tab key, is bound to score, which is scoreboard. I'm going to exit without saving just because, yeah. Up next, we got config.cfg. You don't really change anything here. The way this works is this is just all your settings that it loads, but things will automatically change here. So if I change something in binds, like right here it says bind 1 is slot 1, but if I was to make one like slot 2 or something, it would update here automatically. So no, you don't have to change anything in config.cfg, but don't delete it either, it's important. Custom.cfg, this is all the custom commands that don't really fit into anything here. For example, I have scripts here, which are a bit advanced. I won't really get into them in this video. But these are just custom things, custom commands, I guess, that you would want to have run on startup or something like that. So what these class labeled ones are for is For example, let's go to spy. So see spy, I have these commands run whenever I switch to spy. So it executes binds, which is the command, so it gets all my keybinds right. It turns on view models. It changes my crosshair to the, little cross one, and then I run a little script. But in contrast, I'll go to the soldier one, and this, well, one, it fixes the little bug, but executes binds, turns view models off, and switches to the circle crosshair. So I like little differences from when I play classes. Some classes I prefer a circle crosshair, some classes I prefer a cross one, some I like having view models off, some I like having on, and that's really easy to have automated with these. You just put a command in and it'll automatically run that as soon as you switch to the class. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Okay, back to these ones. gfx.csg. These are generally sort of advanced video settings, such as turning gibs off with a bunch of commands, or ragdolls, or disabling facial features. These are generally really big settings, but they're also kind of, like I said, advanced and confusing, so unless you know what you're doing, I don't really think you need to change any of these. If you do know what you're doing, and you're having trouble finding it, you could just Control F and search for the command. And then down, and then see, I found the command. And if I wanted to change this to like a 1, then I would do that, but I don't wanna. So yeah. Network. This is all your network settings. You don't really need to change any of these, honestly. They're fine as they are. If you know what you're doing, you can change them. But honestly, you don't really need to. These are good enough if you have like decent connection, like you can connect to the server at least. I think this should be fine. Settings. So these are for settings you can change in the game, such as FOV or sensitivity, which is definitely one you'll want to change because this is just my sensitivity, but I'm sure you get something else. So yeah, like I said, things that are in the game settings that you can change are going to be here. And most of the commands are pretty obvious what they do from their names, such as CL auto reload or TF medigun auto heal. So you don't really have to worry about them, but if you don't know what something does and you're curious, just look it up. 6-ounce bindings is for controller stuff, which, I mean, you shouldn't have to really worry about that. I can't really help you with anything here because I don't really know stuff about controllers, but I'm sure you're fine. I'm sure there's guides online. And everything else I either already went over or isn't important. So that's basically everything. A quick note about all these is because you have an autoexec.cfg, changing settings in-game only works for that play session, and if you relaunch your game, it's just going to change to these settings. So if, for example, you're in-game and you change your FOV to like 110, because it's set to 90 in settings.cfg, it's going to automatically change back to 90 when you relaunch the game. So if you want to permanently change a setting, you have to go into here and change it, which is a bit annoying, but you get used to it. And it's definitely worth it for the overall, I guess, experience of using a config file, you know, the whole better graphics thing and all that. Alright, so that's how you install RaspberryConfig. Like I said, any questions, let me know. If it went well for you, I guess also let me know. Or play TF2, I don't care. Yeah, I guess that's all. Have a good one. Enjoy the config. Have a good one. Bye-bye.